Yo, wagwan. Tish your boy, Jidon, legendary. We have ourselves another Cyberpunk photo session. We got the hoodsters. Okay, that's all. My hood characters, my street characters. You know what I'm saying? Valentino characters. Okay, Haywood type activities. I'm only gonna be doing 2 for this because I have 5 characters total, but one of them doesn't have a face, and I have no clue how to fix it. We're going to be using OGV and East LAV for this one. And in the next episode, we'll be using Damu and AD. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, share it to people join Legendary Playing Sports and become legendary. I do all things photography and cinematics, virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. With that being said, let's go. Alrighty, starting off with our first character, OGV, of course. Now, I'm a little disappointed here, folks. Okay, as some of y'all might know, when I'm doing my little photos here on good old Cyberpunk, I always do it in Ray Tracing Ultra. But for some reason, Cyberpunk is not complying with me, and it is not trying to do anything in Ray Tracing Ultra. I don't know why. I was straight up doing pictures yesterday, and it was working perfectly fine. Ray Tracing Ultra, like I normally do. Shoot, I even did a little bit in path tracing, although I'm not used to path tracing yet, so the photos were coming out kind of weird looking. So I'm not gonna really worry about Ray Tracing Ultra, path tracing, I mean. But at the moment, okay, Ray Tracing Ultra is not cooperating with me, which means I have to do extra work to make these photos look good. But you know what I need to get my hands on? A fucking Adobe Photoshop. Problem is, okay, all these years hearing about Adobe this, Adobe that, Adobe this and Adobe that, I did not realize that it is a subscription-based thing. So all these years I've been hearing people say, oh man, I crack Adobe this, crack Adobe that. I'm like, why so many people cracking Adobe? I thought it was like top notch or something. Is it expensive? So I finally look, check it out. Freaking subscription. And it's like, how much that crap cost? Let me see. Adobe, here we go. In usual episodes, looking something up. Adobe Photoshop price. Let me see. What is it again? If I'm not mistaken, that crap kind of stank. Okay, well, I mean, it's not horrible, but... Wait, what? Okay, never mind. I read the wrong thing. It's $39. It's $19 a month. But if you want all the, you know, the good stuff and all the apps and whatnot, well, actually, that says plus 20 apps. I don't know if that's the regular one that people get. It's $19 a month. Now, that's not like horrendously expensive, but then again, a lot of people really ain't got a lot of money like that, including myself. So I don't know if I'm trying to be out here spending 19 bucks on Adobe Photoshop, you know what I'm saying? Now, for what I do, because I've been doing it for a minute, I'm pretty good at making my photos look quite nice without any extra editing. However, I'll never be able to pull off what people be doing on Photoshop because that's what Photoshop is meant for. You know what I'm saying? My photos could look a lot better with Photoshop because, you know, it's not real life and whatnot. So if you're going for more of a realism look, which I personally don't mind a non-realism look, because if I'm gonna go with a realism look, then I may as well just, you know, well, man, hold up. So you're just gonna watch this much of the video and you not even gonna subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. When I get it fixed, use my actual camera. But there's those cases, those points of time where if you can up the quality of your stuff, you definitely should. You know what I'm saying? And Adobe is one of them things. Problem is, I ain't know the crap had a price on it. I thought it was free. I did not know. It looked kind of clean, actually. I always have loved this joint right here, number 3. Whenever I do, I usually don't use what's names on my joints here on Cyberpunk. But when I do, it's number 3. It just looks fantastic. Okay. But yeah, I'm like, huh, okay. This is why people are cracking. And like right now, the issue I'm having is ultra graphics just don't do what ray tracing graphics does. Her especially when you're on a paler character like this, her skin tone is being drowned out. She too dang white. So she's not picking up color very well. Well, actually, no, that's backwards. She's picking up the color too well to the point where it is drowning her out. It's like when a person with dark skin is in, you know, area that's really dark, they drown out. A character or a person who's very pale, you put them in an area where there's a lot of light, they drown out. Same old, you know, just different skin tones. Although that is quite clean, I might use that. It gives it that noir look. But yeah, so I'm like, wow, what's the dilly with Photoshop? You know what I'm saying? Why are there so many people cracking Photoshop? With them prices, I kinda understand. Especially because that ain't just the only thing with Photoshop, apparently, is why people are cracking the crap out of it. It's a lot more. I don't know all of it. I don't know the full story. I ain't look it all up and all that. But from what I'm seeing, from what people are saying, it's like, ooh, everybody named Mama cracking. Make more sense at that point. And sometimes it does. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't cracked anything in probably nearly a decade. I used to do it a lot when I was when I was younger, a teenager. But sometimes, man, sometimes it be looking like the right thing to do sometimes, you know. Now, what I used to do though when I was a teenager and I would crack stuff was I would play it while it was cracked, and if I enjoyed it, then I would purchase it. I wouldn't just crack it and then never purchase it, never do anything with it. I would crack it. If I liked it, then boom, I'm a cop. The problem with Adobe is apparently this is a thing that they do. And once you buy it, you have to get it again, I think. Or something like you don't get free updates. I don't remember what it was. Somebody had said something. I don't know if they was telling the whole truth. But at the same time, I guess there wouldn't be a whole lot of reason to lie about something like that. Because, I mean, a lot of these companies do that. You buy it, but then when they update it, they expect you to buy it again or buy the newest update. Because it's the new thing and it's a lot better than the last one. Like, I feel you on that. It probably is better than the last one. But I already have it, so not sure why you're trying to make me purchase it again. But that is a part of that whole new thing they're trying to do. You will own nothing and be happy. For some odd reason, they think that bullcrap is gonna work. I mean, it kind of does with some people, but it ain't working with majority people. I know dang well, if I purchase something, it's mine. You think you're gonna get me to buy it again, that is where you messed up. Because I'm definitely not gonna be buying it again. I already had it, therefore, I already got it. You know what I'm saying? You'll say, oh, it's in the fine print. I don't give a crap about that fine print. If I buy it, if I spend my money on it, it's mine. This is why I and many people like myself will never purchase a game from trash bag Microsoft Store, because they do that with Microsoft Store. Whatever you buy on there, you're not allowed to use cheats. Number one, you ain't gonna tell me what I can and can't do with an offline game. It's an offline game. Okay. It is offline. This is why I do not buy games for console anymore. They do that with console games a lot. They'll update it and nerf certain things within it. It's like, why in the world are you nerfing an offline game? Nothing in an offline game should be nerfed. It's offline. I'm not playing with anybody else. It's just me and a bunch of fucking NPCs. Nerfing crap in an offline game is the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life. You can only have 10 max? Oh no! I'm gonna add some extra background light here. Okay, these fools be out here tripping, but you know what, man? That is one of the biggest things. It's gonna be hard to pull off. This is the reason why I wanted to, you know, attempt to do my photography YouTube. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rough, especially you know, my indecisiveness at the time definitely didn't help. But I'ma still do what I gotta, you know what I mean, provide y'all with all the good contents and stuff that I be making, because people keep enjoying it. You know, YouTube ain't really been sending my stuff out to people, which is understandable. Like I said, my indecisiveness is why that happened. But that ain't gonna happen no more. You feel what I'm saying? Back that up a little bit. I backed it up too much. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, once I get everything back in line, start trying to get some ads back on here. And the reason why I wanted to do my whole photography thing is because as soon as I can, it leads into real life stuff. It won't always be games, but when it is games, you notice the main stuff I do photos on is offline games, because like I said, if I purchased a game, you are not going to sit here and tell me what I can and can't do on my game. I don't know what kind of fucking crack these dang developers be smoking these days. Okay, I don't know what kind of crap they be on when they in their offices and whatnot. But telling someone what they can and can't do on an offline game is insane. Online, fully expected, because you're playing with other people, and you know, if you're cheating, it's not fair. Okay? Although there's 100% some offline games, online games I play and cheating happily, mainly because the developers just kind of suck, or like the game has been around way too dang long, and the new one needs to come out already, but that got delayed. Like, okay, cool. One thing I said when I was on my gaming channel, I'm like, I hope one thing y'all don't really expect out of your boy is GTA 6 content in the future, because quite honestly, I'm kind of on the opposite side of other people. You got a lot of people hopeful, oh, it's gonna come out. Me, I'm like, man, I don't give a crap if that game come out. By the time that game come out, I want to have enough money in my pockets to be go be checking out Miami for real, and not on doodlehead GTA. Get show and make some real content for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Some real deal photography stuff that I can actually publish and whatnot. That's why I take this virtual stuff so dang serious, because it is a leeway. She got a lot of bad shadows on her arms, I just realized it. It is a leeway into that. That's why virtual photography has always been one of my favorite things, because when I can't do real life stuff, oh crap, I still have a thumbnail for the gaming channel. I need to move this out the way. That is my Netrunner versus low-level Netrunner versus Max Tac video. That crap was hilarious. That's gonna be uploaded soon after the Titan build. But yeah, it's like I don't give a crap about no dang GTA 6 anymore, because they just gonna keep postponing it. And quite honestly, more than likely, well, the main reason they keep postponing it is because they don't have to release it yet. That's the biggest thing. They really do not have to release it. People won't get off of GTA 5. They still keep buying shark cards. They do not have to release GTA 6. They can wait another 5 years. They can wait till 2030, and guess what? People will still be buying shark cards and playing GTA 5 like crazy. That's the reason we ain't getting GTA 6, is because everybody named Mama's still spending boatloads of cash on GTA 5. We ain't seeing GTA 6 no time soon. They probably gonna postpone it again. Check the quality on these. The first one, she had the shadows on her arms too. I did not realize that. I gotta eat that one too. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to, and they're not going to. For as long as they can, they're gonna keep postponing that crap for as long as it makes sense. Her underwear is clipping like crazy, but I can do color mixing, fix that. I wanted this is the Hoodsters episode, you know what I mean? She had to be swaggy as fuck. You see her, man. 3 chains on, okay, full gold. You know what I mean? Then she got the Air Forces on, of course. All whites, you know what I mean? As some folks say, the cocaines, although I don't call it that because that is stupid sounding, if I'm being honest. First time I ever heard somebody say that, he said, I got the cocaines on my feet. I'm like, yikes. That's what you want to call them? Cocaines, huh? But hey, to each their own, you know? But, it was a way for me to be able to do my photography stuff, the fun of it. At the time I had a camera, I did so many dang pictures with that thing. I did so many pictures, as a matter of fact, the camera said, you know what? I'm tired. And went to sleep and never woke up, unfortunately. So, now I got my other camera, but, lost the batteries. So I'm looking for the best of the best. It's gonna be pricey though, but you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta pay big to do big things, you know, big wonders. Feel what I'm saying? Let's move that light back behind that MC so it doesn't show up so poorly. It's more like it's a part of something. I'm just trying to get a bit of light in the background to give more of an essence than having it all all dark back there. It's not gonna look quite as good. That light is too random of a position, so right about there. Okay, and then this one on top of the car. Not have it on top of the car because that looks bad. Move that back a bit. Right behind it. Can't see it, but you can still see it glowing in the background. See, now the background looks all bright and lively. Looks much, much better if we just left it dark. Got the fools over here spray painting. Although now that I'm thinking about it, these cars ain't gonna be doing very much moving, so I should probably delete them in order to make the scene look more realistic. So for the first 3 shots, boom, it was a red light, okay? And then I didn't think about that till now. Them cars been sitting there for a long time. Let's see what that look like real quick. Yeah, to be able to do some real deal stuff. With virtual photography, I can do that. I can keep the practice going. You know, getting an understanding for better end cameras. The one I have is a Canon. I've been practicing with that a lot. But when I need an SD card and a battery. I want to get something real nice for it, though. I'm finding some pretty big things, but I'm gonna have to spend some pretty big cash. Oh, that's the hustle, though. That's the hustle. You gotta, the only way that you gotta invest in yourself if you plan on getting some dang where, you know. That's the one thing a lot of people don't be thinking about. Oh, that would have been a clean pose, but we're clipping like crazy. Closer in. Her hand is also clipping. Realize that? So this pose pack was clearly made for a much thinner character. To be fair, she does have a lot of legs, so go ahead and get a little closer there. Right about there. Okay, we got one issue. The lights. I'm starting to be able to see them because of the volumetric fog. I'm gonna have to blend them in a little better than that. We'll probably do some after. See, this is why I need Adobe, because with Adobe you could do that after the fact. You could have the lights where you need them in the photo, and then with Adobe you can edit it afterwards. It's gonna take some time to learn, of course, but you know, again, it's the whole part of the process. Investing in yourself, you know. That's one of the main things I see a lot of people talking about is it's near impossible to make it on social medias and stuff like that. And yes and no. You know, you run some ads on your channel and that 100% would help. Ads are incredibly important. I mean, that's like anything. When you're making a YouTube video, you're essentially making a product. You gotta be able to sell that product. You ain't got no ads for people to see that product. You know, how do people know to buy it? Let's move this light up in front of the truck. Actually, that would disguise it quite well. Little cab over truck, you ain't gonna be able to see it. Ooh, shoot, that's right up on it. I said behind the truck. Okay? Yeah, you know, if you ain't got no ads, people can't see what you're doing. Then, you know, how do they ever know? Won't know about you. So, ads are quite important. Whenever I can, I will be running ads again. I'm probably going to that like right behind her. I know one thing I'm gonna be doing when I can is definitely getting some ads up and running again. And okay, what light is this? I'm confusing myself here. Okay, that's that one. Why is it so high? Oh, because I put it that high. Was putting a little too much light on the ground there. Trying to light up these buildings more. Down some into that mesh of light there. You don't see it so much. But yeah, I'm gonna be running some more ads and stuff. Ads are incredibly important because you might, you'll be doing some and you might think people don't like what you're doing, but the thing is, it's not that they don't like, it's just that they don't see. One time I was sitting back, I'm like, how well would these photo sessions really do? When I started doing them and when they would get views normally, it was by the hundreds. Surprisingly, I had the last episode got 400 views. I was like, holy crap, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Right? People love them. Only one dislike. That's all I ever get on those. You know, people gonna be mad. I ain't worried about them busters, and nor should you ever be. You feel what I'm saying? What they be mad about? That's the thing. People don't be mad about a dang thing. They just be upset for no dang reason. So they're not the important part. The important part is how much, like actual love the video is getting. That video did well. These always did. So I'm like, okay, well, people clearly like these. So one time I threw some ads on one of the videos. The joint went from the 700 it got normally with like, I think it was 15 likes at the time, 0 dislikes. Right? Threw some ads on that joint. That video now is at 2,200 views, 100 something likes, and only like 5-6 dislikes at best. And ads are incredibly helpful. Now, here's where I messed up. Someone will say, well, if it got you a bunch of subscribers and all that, which it did a lot. I got a lot of subscribers from that video. US, I always put ads in, typically it's best to put ads where you are. So I always do the US, always do Canada. But then I decided, you know what, baby, I should probably put a little bit in the UK and Australia because, you know, also English-speaking countries. Their time zones are obviously much, much different. But when they see it, they'll watch it. And, you know, obviously, we're speaking English and all that. So you want these people, you want the people who will understand your videos the easiest. Because I don't have nobody to do subtitles, you know, that cost. I ain't got money like that to be paying anybody. And naturally, you know, you can branch out into those groups of peoples anyways without putting the ads there. Now, where I messed up was, unfortunately, my indecisiveness. After I did all those ads and I was uploading stuff, my videos were doing quite well. Because I had a bunch of new subscribers and they were actual subscribers. I always do the build a subscriber base. I never do the views. The views is the worst one you could possibly do. It'll give you a ton of views, but those videos are just like commercials on the front end of someone's video that they're actually trying to watch. They're not watching your crap, they're just skipping it. The ones you want to do is the ones that build a base. These are people who are actively clicking on your ad by choice, watching your video by choice. This is how I accidentally did that mistake a very long time ago. Was I put view ads on one of my beats back in the day. That beat got 48,000 views, but it only had 20 likes, 0 dislikes, 2 comments. That right there got me like 2 subscribers at best. So you see the difference there between the photo session video where I did view base. So like I said, the music was popping up in front of the videos that people were trying to watch. They didn't actually click on my joints. I'm using too much of those poses. I just realized that. I'm supposed to be using a bunch of different poses because we got 2 other characters after this. Those people, they were trying to watch something and my crap happened to pop up. Some people liked it, Some people didn't give a crap about it. They just kept on with what they were doing. A couple people were like, yo, this is so good, I'm gonna leave a comment. So boom. That's cool. But, you know, that was an accidental thing. 48,000 views with the way ads worked back then. I accidentally dropped like $100 on that dang ad. I didn't mean to do that at all. That was when I had first started using ads and I didn't know how it worked yet. Man, I accidentally dropped like $100, maybe $200 on that dang ad. Now, 48,000 views is decent. Not when it's only netting you 3 subscribers though. Okay. So when you do the ones where it's an ad on the side, where people are, like I said, actively choosing to click it themselves, that video, like I said, that Cyberpunk session got 2,000 views, 100 something likes, pretty much like only like 6 dislikes at best, right? And then I gained like a fucking 100 subscribers from that dang video, and those were people who were actually watching. Now, the most important one, the one I did the most, because you could put an ad on a single video, that's cool, but it'd be better to put it on like a channel trailer so that people get good information on what it is you do. That channel trailer I had uploaded at the time, and then threw some ads on it, had got 700 views, 172 likes, and only like 10 dislikes. And that way people knew, okay, I like what this guy does, I'm a subscriber. Where if you put it on just a video, those people, they'll be expecting you to do that one thing. And that's cool if that's what you're looking to do. But, you know, obviously as a photography channel, you want to let people know that, you know, obviously you don't do just the virtual stuff. You're going to be trying to get into real life stuff. Virtual photography is definitely one of my favorite things to mess around with. That's why I do it so much. But I definitely want to do some real life stuff too. Which I'm kind of I messed up. Another thing I messed up on. The 2025 Viva Las Vegas happened, and I forgot. So that would have been a lot of beautiful car content. But that's my bad on that. It was for those who don't know, that's where people bring their absolutely gorgeous cars up to 1963, I think the limit is. You get to see some absolute fucking heaters. Okay, y'all know me, man. I'm the car guy. The next most common thing you see on this channel outside of all my fucking great looking characters is cars. Those are my favorite things: cars, characters, cars, Nikon, then scenery. I love doing scenery shots, but when it comes to scenery, I'd rather do real life scenery. When it comes to people's, like characters, I like the virtual because you don't have to deal with some people. Some people are a fucking mess. Keep it as simple as that. And if you don't gotta deal with those people, then you would rather not. Some people like to take their daily angers out on you and whatnot. Problem is, I don't do well with that. You're not gonna take your anger out on me, okay? You're gonna have to go ahead and head somewhere else with that. So it's better the virtual. This lady right here, she can't get mad at me. Why? Because she doesn't fucking exist. You know what I'm saying? She's some pixels. Okay, greatly put together pixels, but she's pixels. So I ain't gotta worry about people's bullcrap. In this day and age, man, shoot, you gotta be careful with half the people you fucking meet. You might stare at somebody for 0.02 seconds, barely even a glance, and you'll get hit with some bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful these days. People are so fucking thirsty for some kind of money, some kind of fame, don't want to work for it. People trying anything and everything they can. Anything to get some money in their pockets or to get they face all over the internet. See it a lot. So many people are like, oh man, social media ruined the world. It's like you want to disagree because it's like, nah, these people been trashy. But at the same time, back in the day, if this was like the 70s, What I would have wanted to be born in the 70s as a black man, probably not. Probably not, but you know, back then if somebody said some off the wall stupid crap, you know, you would look at them and be like, all right, you're crazy, and then that'd be the last of that person. You would never hear about them again. This day and age, god dog, man, the fucking most ridiculous people get up. You can't dodge them either, because once they get known, it's impossible to not see them. It's impossible, dude. Like, dang, they just... Oh, I forgot to get rid of the dang cars, man. Hold on. These cars been sitting here forever. Banished. Banished. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay. Oh, shoot, I thought I messed up, son. Alright, we back in action, baby. I mean, people be hungry as fuck for anything these days. Insane, boy. Any bit of fuck, any ounce of fame they could get their hands on is crazy. I don't even remember what I gotta watch the footage back. I don't remember what my settings were. Okay, it was 30. I was about to go way too dang high. I was about to go way too high. Yeah, people do whatever the fuck they can these days for some, even if it means being the talk of the town because you're the biggest fucking idiot on the internet right now, you know? It counts as something to a lot of these folks. What the heck car is that? Hold on. Oops. What is this thing? Well, let me look at the car. Get over here, baby! Okay, never mind. Get the fuck out of here then, baby. Dang little thing. I don't know what car that is. Man, I'm on this game so dang much, and there's still things I don't recognize somehow. This is what happens when you've been playing this type of character too much. You see this character right here? Okay? All of my hours is in this character right here. What is she? She's a Titan build. That means all melee super sturdiness, okay? I don't know crap about net running. I don't know crap about gun running. I don't know crap about fucking stealth no more, at least. I used to be real good at stealth. She used to be semi-stealth. But that was fucking almost 4 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know half the dang cars because most of the time I just spend time boost jumping every fucking where. Alright? Don't make your character too powerful, folks. You forget the rest of the game exists, you know. Net running, what's that? I just pull up with the hammer, slam the ground, and boom, everybody's fucking dead. Net running, I don't know what that is. I pull up with the katana and just be slicing and dicing everybody. And then you forget that an entire 3 other types of worlds exist within this game, you know. You're so busy mud stumping everybody's face into the dang concrete that you forget, hey, why not be a gunner? Although I do have a gunner character. I wanted to do a military episode where I just use military outfits, but the problem is I realized I don't have any military characters except for one. And if I do just her, then that would be like the old episode I did for OGV here, is where the episode was entirely centered around just this one character. I'm like, okay, well if I do that, I gotta do the older characters first. Mexico V, Country V, you know, they gotta be first because they existed long before that character did. Much like I did with OGV where we only did photos with just her. That was cool, so I'm gonna definitely do one of those, another one of those one of these days. Which would be Mexico V, because she's the second oldest character. She's my second eldest character. I made her sometime shortly after I made this character. My biggest thing when I'm playing games is I always want one of each kind of character that I can create. And they're usually always a different race from each other. So in the beginning, when I didn't really have much of an idea for this character, and I kind of just made her so I could hurry up and play the game. Of course, I was gonna make the character Purby because, you know, I ain't gonna play no purposely busted character. I did that one time back in the day on GTA. I made a male character. He was easily the most hideous character I've ever created in my character creating career. And I didn't play him very long. He was just too fucking stupid looking. He was just too dang dumb looking. He looked like a redhead Waluigi, but intensely pale and covered in all kinds of fucking nastiness. I mean, pimples and fucking... I made him look as ridiculous as you could make a GTA character look. That's pretty ridiculous. You can make a GTA character look pretty ridiculous. GTA Online. He didn't last long. I got tired of him pretty quick. I'm like, alright, this character looked too dang stupid. And that was the end of that character. So, I can't play no goofy characters. I just can't. That's like all my characters on Warcraft. They all have some form of roleplay name. I don't roleplay at all. I haven't since like fucking 2012 when I was like 16 at the time. At the time, I can't even say at the time. Even now, I cannot play characters with dumb names. I can't play characters that look stupid. None of that. They gotta be proper. That's like Male V. I was going to make him look as ridiculous as possible, but then I remembered that GTA character and how short-lived that character's life was because I got tired of how stupid he looked. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me not waste the time of doing that. Now I can't even see the man's face, so not much to do about that now. Man ain't got a face at all now. That Glock, purdy boy. Need something like that in real life. The money first, but dude, know something like that gonna cost you. You can't just get your hands on a gold-plated piece. They be cheap. Let me see, what was those other new poses that I got? I don't want to use too many of my new poses because I got 3 characters I gotta work with here. Actually, I'm probably gonna do all 4 of them since I can't do Male V. May as well do all 4 characters. And for some reason, since the game is not liking Ray Tracing Ultra, these pictures are going by a bit faster than usual. So may as well do all four of my thuggy characters. OGV, East LA V, AD, and Damu. Now she's not a shotgunner, but she can be because she has most of her points is in body, so she could actually use a shotgun pretty well. Plus, a shotgun is a shotgun. You know, a shotgun is still a monster. You got all these youngins running around talking about full auto Glocks and ain't hitting a dang thing. Boy, don't play with the 12 gauge. I was watching this goofy video that somebody made, and when the one dude pulled out a shotgun, the other dude said, "Oh, you pulled out that Elmer Fudd." And then he pulled out a rifle, and the other dude was like, "Oh, okay, I see how you're doing it. I promise you that if you pull a dang rifle at that close while somebody's using a shotgun, okay, there's a slight chance that he can eat that 5.56 and live. Okay? A direct slug that close, or some buckshot that close, you're not surviving." Oh, these fools really don't know nothing about guns these days, huh? It's just a full auto Glock, you know what I mean? Full auto Glock with a drum, and that's it. That's all I need. Not if you're shooting 100 bullets at somebody and missing every single one. But that's good, you know. Less blood on the streets. So let's keep it up with those full auto Glocks and continue missing. Okay, let's not add more bodies on the street. These boys cannot shoot. There was what the heck was his name? It was a rapper. That man got shot at 100 times and they missed all 100 bullets. All 100. I'm not even being over dramatic. They shot 100 rounds at that man, and he got hit not once, not twice. Shoot, not even 3 times. He got hit 0 times. They missed every round. I'm like, how, Sway? Not that he should have been dead, but 100 bullets? That's madness. I want to move that a little bit forward. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't gonna lie to it. It's nice that a lot of these, you You know, you got people who be talking about y'all gang banging on GTA. Hey, let them gang bang on GTA, man. The fuck? We ain't gonna get GTA 6, but rather that than a bunch of dead youngsters, you know? I'm saying youngsters as if I'm like fucking 40 something. Ain't even 30 yet. Ain't even 30 yet. But no, yeah, let them gang bang on GTA, man. Dude, I personally don't see a problem with that. I personally do not see a problem. The only fucking gang relation thing you'll ever hear me talk about is these characters, okay? That's it. Some of my characters is gang members, some of them are not. Some of them are fucking soldiers. Most are not. Let's say it that way. One is a soldier, the others are not. Unless you want to count street soldiers. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like the term street soldier, but hey, we not out here running around shooting at each other, so shoot. A criminal is a criminal, yeah, but shoot. I ain't about to be running around fucking getting shot at and shooting at people. If I have to, will I? Well, shoot, I'm not gonna let somebody kill me for free, but I'm also not gonna run out there for free, so. You know what I mean? I ain't going out like no buster, but at the same time, I'm also not gonna run into the danger, you know? We know fire is hot, so ain't gotta walk into it to find out. Don't have to experience it to know that it's hot. You won't know the degree of how hot, but you know that it's hot, so. That's more than enough for me. Dang it, these poses were made for characters with small hips. Which means it's not gonna work for any of my characters except for the one. I was supposed to be switching body types when I do pictures on my characters, so that way none of them are ever built the same. But I don't know what happened. I had a big file on my computer that was so that I could use specific body types for specific characters. Apparently I accidentally deleted it because it is nowhere to be found. That folder is empty as fuck and I don't know why. So that was a little disappointing because some of my characters, I didn't want all of my characters to be built the same. Only character who was supposed to be using this wide hipped body were just a few, and that's it. But now it's pretty much all of my characters. Like East LAV, when we get to her, she's supposed to be tall as fuck, about 6 foot flat. So tall and slim. She ain't even tall and slim no more. Well, she's still tall, but she ain't slim no more. Tall and thick now, although there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But that's not how she was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Most of my characters are actually on the taller side now that I think about it. Only 3 of my characters are supposed to be short. That is OGV here, obviously her mother, and then AD, which we will get to soon. They're all short as fuck. Everybody else is average and above. You gotta give your characters specific heights and stuff too. You gotta be able to make them stand out from the crowds, you know? So whenever I'm doing photos with East LAV, I always make her tower over most people. Only people she won't tower over are typically the big men, because they're all large. And they very clearly have the stature of dudes who would be within the 6 foot range, so I typically make her head to head with them. You know, your Jackies, your Rivers, your Reeds, those guys. These big NPCs that be walking around here. And then you got the average build. Oh, I'm turning her light on accident, although I might have to. Seeing some shadow here that I'm not liking. You know what I'm saying? So I make her head to head with them and much taller than everybody else. Night City is definitely filled with a lot of shorter folks. I guess we can't be too surprised because the average height in the US is only like 5'9", 5'4" for women. So she's gonna tower over most folks naturally, and well over her lady peers. And that is always what I do for that character. And then for this character, I always make her way shorter than everybody. So she is by far my shortest character. And it would be Mama V, because obviously a short person is going to come from short people. Then it would be AD at like 5'1". Then it would be Valentina, that's Dominican V, at like 5'4", so she's where it immediately hits average. Then that would be Papa V, her father, which would have been like 5'5", 5'6". Then Japanese V, she would probably be about 5'7". Same with Country V, and the rest of them kind of get a bit taller. And the tallest is BG 400 at 5'11" for my male characters, and then for my female characters, East LA is the tallest at 6 foot. So BG 400, he's not super tall, but he's just a big man. He's a big man. I need to, well, never mind. I'm about to say I need to update his body so he can be a big man again. I forgot he doesn't have a skull, so not sure how we're gonna make that work. I'm so disappointed because he was gonna be in this episode. I've never had him in a single one of these episodes. This was gonna be the one to do it, but his fucking face disappeared. And it's still gone to this day. I gotta log into him right now. It's gonna be gone because that's number 10 now. So let's go check on the mans real quick. I might have to put some clothes on him. Boom, that is it. All of these are crispy, fucking clean, purty, and beautiful. I like the. I'm glad I decided to do the lighting in the background. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix the orbs because they're quite visible. They probably wouldn't have been visible had I turned off the volumetric fog, but I didn't know if that was going to affect the look of my photos. Not even, I mean barely. I could have easily turned that off and wouldn't have had that problem. Actually, that looks way fucking bad. See, volumetric fog, man, the destroyer of great photos. Well, looks like I'm going to have to log back into her afterwards and retake all of these. That looks way fucking better. See, I always turn off the fog, but this time I was like, you know what? Nah, it'll work, it'll work. I mean, it did. The photos look great, but you could very clearly see the orbs. I mean, maybe I can see them because I took them, but I feel like some of y'all probably can see them too because we've been sitting here for a minute. I'll retake them afterwards, but let's log into Mel V. Let me show you his missing face. So, boom, there you go. That's the issue I'm dealing with, folks. Man ain't got no dang head, and I have no clue why. Why does he have a bunch of shotguns? He's not a shotgun build. What's up with his jacket? He got a dang undershirt with the jacket. Boom, there you go. People's wondering, hey, how come you don't ever do Mel V? Well, that's why. And I'm mad as fuck too, because that boy is swaggy, man. It took me forever to make this character without accidentally making him look Indian in some way. You know what I'm saying? He was Mr. Big Pimpin'. Big man. Big man in a little world. And now, he's a dang ghost. So, there you go. That's why you don't ever see Mel V. Although this right here kind of swaggy right here. Look at that. If only he had a dang face. Swaggy right there, boy. Come on, man. Wait, hold on. Add the background blur to 50. Come on, man. That boy was swagged up. So, just in case anybody was ever wondering, how come you never do Mel V? Where is he at? Do you have any male characters? I do. He right here. He's swaggy as fuck. So obviously, you can't see his face. That means you can't see Papa V's face either. So, that's the problem. Okay, boom. We got Big Dealer up in here, which is Swahili for killer. Okay. Because that's what she does. She is the anti-gang member. Okay, is she a gang member? Yes. She relishes slaughtering other gang members and bullying innocent people because why not? A giant, okay, who does not look gentle, nor is she. Okay, she is not a gentle giant. She is a ruthless giant. I'm saying that's what type of character she is. Big woman with a big attitude. Well, actually, she doesn't have much of an attitude. That's what makes her spooky. She's a little too calm at all times. Doesn't speak very often, but is also at the same time, okay, very charismatic person. And that's the type of person that you know, you don't want to be around. because they seem cool. They seem like your friend. And then one moment, you're getting shot in the back. Or stabbed, you know. Type of person you don't really, you know, you gotta be careful of. That's what type of person she is. Wait, hold on, check the fit. You know what I mean? You got the Vans. The socks, although they're not tall enough, you know, as they say. Taller the socks, the downer the fool. She is definitely a down fool. But that is the good thing about this character. See, this is why you gotta give your characters personalities and whatnot. Because if you don't, then people can't connect to them. She is and isn't a good person. She's a good person if you're in her operations. Terrible person if you're on the opposite side of the operation. I like to make sure that all of my characters got some form of connectability to them. Now, is anybody who's watching this going to be able to connect to her? No. But that's also the good thing. You can connect to somebody in a bad way. Some of your characters people gotta not like. You know, I said, what the heck did I just say? You can't like every character that somebody makes, otherwise that means it's not as realistic, you know? You gotta have evil characters. She is definitely an evil character. Only got love for those who are under the same gang as her. Okay? Speaking of, I actually wanted to do 2 characters for this. I don't know if I can, though. My eyes are killing me for some reason. They're burning. Not like bad burning, but like kind of like irritated. I don't think I can. I wanted to spawn a specific NPC, but I don't know if that specific NPC exists, and I don't know if half these NPCs even work. We get hit by it. My whales, we're not mama whales. They're a little too old. Yeah, I don't even know if half these NPCs work. I don't even recognize half these NPCs. Recognize that guy. Isn't his face a YouTuber or something, or a streamer? I feel like I've seen that man's face before, and his voice. I think I might have even seen some of his stuff. I don't watch a whole lot of people. I've been watching the same people I've been subscribed to for like 10 fucking years now or more. The Dash EXPs, Van Allis Gamings and stuff like that. I've been watching those people for fucking ever. Pretty rare that I subscribe to new people. When I do, it's because they're just genuinely making some dang good content. The most recent people I've subscribed to is Wartime Story. I think I'm pretty sure I said this before, but a guy named Wartime Stories. He tells dark and spooky stories from people that happened during their time in the service. His videos are incredible. Love his videos. Great narration, great voice, great mic quality, all that good stuff. Then he does all the nice artwork in his videos. Another channel called Dark Records. Although, stupidly enough, there are people who I've been watching for ages, but just haven't subscribed to them. I don't know how many people be on that, but I definitely do that for some reason. I'm sure most of y'all probably know. There's a group on YouTube called RDC World. They make skits and do gaming videos and all kinds of stuff. I've been watching these dudes for fucking years, and for some reason I have not subscribed yet. Not once. Not to a single one of their YouTube. I watch dang near everything, but haven't subscribed. Not the most helpful thing. They genuinely do make some dang good videos. What else though? Scary, interesting. He tells stories of like missing persons and stuff like that. And then plainly difficult. He talks about disasters. These are the 4 most recent people I've subscribed to. Dark Records, he talks about disasters. Plainly difficult disasters. Scary, interesting. Small scale disasters / missing person cases, and then wartime stories, spooky and weird stuff that happened to people while they were in service. That one is my favorite. He don't upload super often because of the amount of work that goes into it, That's one of those channels that's like, dang, I wish this person uploaded more. But obviously, you ain't gonna get that same level of quality if they're uploading often. Okay, she looks quite clean, and the background is actually quite nice and not too dark, but I want to add maybe a little color in this area, or not color, but a little light in that area. And other than that, she look clean. She clean as fuck. This is one of my favorite characters. I think this, if I'm remembering correctly, this is the 4th character I ever made. Because I had made Mexico V, but I'm like, okay, she's very corporal. She's too clean. I need to make a character who's very Night City. You know what I'm saying? Mexico V is, you know, she's rich kid. Okay, kind of ordeal. As for this character, she's straight East LA V right here. Okay, East LA V, Thuggy. Okay, this is actually all the characters I'm using because that's one I did not really explain. Obviously, a lot of these characters can be street, but the specific characters I want to go for is the thugs. Okay, the thug characters. Because I could be using like Valentina, a New Yorker, Bronx, New York, but she ain't no thug. Okay, a lot of people grow up in the streets, but they ain't, you know what I mean? They're not shooting at people, they're not attacking people, they're not fighting people, they're not gangbanging, they're not drug dealing. They're just there. That's just where they were born. She ain't no thug, so she wouldn't have fit in this at all. These characters I'm going on are characters who are dangerous. Okay, some more lovable than others. They're all dangerous. Which is why I'm still disappointed about Male V, as you saw. So I ain't been making excuses, okay? I'm sure some people probably like, oh no, he just don't want to do male characters. Nah, well, I would fucking love to do pictures with my male characters again. It ain't gonna be nothing I do with my female characters, obviously. But for like swag purposes, oh man. People have been making, well, this one dude was making some heat for male characters, but he ain't made nothing new in a hot minute, so that's the unfortunate part. He made some Tim boots, a couple of khaki suits, and that was about it. And then he ain't made nothing since. I was like, oh, come on, man. It was my last hope for a thug male character. You know, there's a lot of people making great stuff, but it just would not match my Male V problem. My Male V, you're not gonna see wearing stuff like that. There's a lot of goth stuff. That's the one downside. A lot of goth stuff. You know, goth stuff is cool if you got a goth character, but you know, I only got one goth character. That's the redhead lady, Tara Great, the goth lady from Ireland. Okay, that's it. We got one goth character. When I did the goth episodes, she was the only actual goth character. The rest of these characters are not goth style at all. And I'm like, you know what? Some of these fools would look great rocking that style, so why not? Some of these fools would be swaggy rocking that style, so we're gonna make them do it. But it ain't their style. She looking clean. I always love doing pictures with this character. She is one of my thuggier characters, okay? Like I said, she will murder a fool for no reason, okay? She goes mostly after other gang members, specifically Valentinos, because she's in a different Spanish gang. Let me pull that down a little bit, okay? Hence why she's always rocking a lot of blue. You can always tell my characters by the subtle nuance of constant clothing I make them wear. If I could have used Male V, you would always see that he's always rocking one piece of red clothing. This character, always some article of light blue clothing. OGV, always some article of royal blue. You know what I'm saying? Damu, always a lot of red, actually. I typically make her wear a lot of red. AD, always rocking some kind of blue. You'll always know what the characters are supposed to be if you just pay attention to the slight nuances I do within their style and clothing choices that I make them wear. Okay. Now she will always be rocking some sort of light, or, well, no, actually, some sort of dark blue, like her pants. But also a bit of light blue. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look at the swag now. She swagged up. She swaggy as fuck. Hold on, throwing up the hand signs? The fuck? What's this one about? that's supposed to be. Looks like she's throwing something up. On the set, you know, is her teeth, did I make her teeth gold or did I forget? Ah, shoot, I forgot. I always got her rocking some golds, man. Oh shoot, there's slight clipping with her, for her shirt. Now with this character, like I said, I always make her much taller than everybody else she's around, unless it's a big man. So let me show y'all how I do that real quick, just in case anybody's ever wondering. So typically, when I dress this character, baggy clothes will always make V look tall because V is a thin little fool, just like male V. So if you want, male V is a lot harder though. Male V is a lot harder to make look taller than everybody without it being odd. Who the fuck is that? That is not Jackie. Blue Moon, I think her name is. I need Jackster. Where's the Jackster? Evelyn. Where the heck is Jackie at, man? I need a big man character. There we go. So boom, as you can see, we spawned Jackie in, and he is a considerable amount taller than V. Okay. Now, me personally, I've always gotten the impression that V would probably be fairly dang small, probably like 5'3", 5'4", because Jackie ain't that tall. Actually, I feel like I think River's slightly taller, ain't he? I think Jackie might have his own build. I think he's biggest for it, but he's kind of short. Oh, let me see. There's only one way to find out. Need River or Reed. Ellie Reed. Reed. Doesn't work. God dog. Bird song. Anybody? Nibbles. Of course the dang cat work. I don't need a cat. I need... Where is River? Where's the big man? Placide. I don't remember how big Placide is. Is this fool big? Ah, he don't work either. I always wondered about this character. I can't tell if he's supposed to be a big man or not, because the one part where you're doing his part and he gets mad when you keep saying brick and he slams the what's name, he's like and he starts walking up the cliff. And then and then the rest of the fools start running out of the way. He ain't that big, is he? Coach Fred. None of these fools work, man. I need to see what mod this is. I probably need to update it, because a lot of these fools do not work. Can't even spawn Guadalupe. Man, Mama Whale's in the building. Alright, well, I guess we won't find out. But typically what I'll do is, okay, actually spawn a regular heighted. Oh my goodness, do any of these work? Who's that? Takamura? See, so everybody in this dang game short. Okay, everybody in this game short. As you can see, Takamura's barely taller. So with your character, okay, you gotta work with these little arms. Alright, these arms ain't long. So typically, what I do is I find a pose that has their arms either folded or obstructed in a kind of way, like that. Where the length of your arms can't be fully seen. A microphone? Ooh, rapping? Okay. Now, not something like that, because I mean, that would work if you're using, you know, a fucking person who's like down in her dang waistline. So that's too short. I'm trying to find something where her arms are well obstructed, but I can't find nothing. I probably should go back to the one with the pistol. Because if you use something where the character's arms is extended, then obviously that's going to add too much, that's going to make it too noticeable on the arms. But when you want your character to be taller than everybody else, okay, let's say the Jackster is standing at like 5'10", so we're going to make her about Bones. That's about, what? Bones, 6 foot, right? You get kind of close. You don't want to show legs, and you want to hide belt lines. Otherwise, you know, you're obviously going to see that the character's waist might be a little too high up. I mean, it can depend. You know, some people got longer legs than they do torso. And some people got more torso than they got, well, not more torso than legs, because that would be weird, but some people have, their torsos are almost as long as their legs. You know what I'm saying? Some folks are legs, some folks are torso. V is definitely legs. So the problem with that comes is, you're gonna have too much dang legs. So as you can see, this is how much off the ground she actually is. But if you get them nice and close. Now, typically I wouldn't use a character this large because her and Jackie have not, I mean, they met, but they wouldn't be like 1-on-1. She kills Valentinos and he still rocks a lot of Valentino stuff, so that's not gonna work. He's a Valentino hunter. I'm trying to figure out a good way to do this. I don't remember what poses I would have used to make this work. I don't have none of the OG poses on anymore, as you can see. Got these old as fuck pose packs. This was back in the day, you know what I mean, when you had to replace the main poses. Poses so dang old though. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's about the best I can explain. It's pretty simple actually. You just want to hide certain things. If you're trying to make your character look taller than people, then there's certain things you need to hide. Have their arm, because if she's 6 foot tall, you're gonna have some fairly long arms, even as a woman. So naturally, you would want to hide hands if possible, or make sure it's folded. I mean, yeah, that's about the best way I can show you. I mean, she does indeed look taller. It's not a whole lot of magic to it. Just hiding hands, hiding a bit of the waistline if you can. A lot of closer up shots make that super easy. Yeah, I mean, it's not a whole lot to it. Get this man out of here. That's not who I was looking for. Kurt? Who the heck is Kurt? Is that the Dogtown guy? Judy. Oh, hold on, let me see. So, the way I typically do things is, for Judy, I put her up 5. Let me see if I can add one more. Where's Panam? Is that going to be an impossible task? So for me, what I do is, because typically there she go. So for Judy, I put her up 5 because she gives off. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but oh, why not? She gives off like 5, 6. Like she'll be like 5, 6, 5, 5. Panam, I typically put her up 10 because she strikes me as someone who would be on the taller side, probably like 5'10", 5'11" maybe. Now, of course, that depends on the person. But to me, she always seemed tall. So what I do is I always have her slightly under, have her slightly over. And then, like I said, hide hands if you can, as best you can. You know what I mean? And hide waistlines if you can as well. So if you're doing a picture where the person's by themselves, then it won't really matter that much. And I usually do this character by herself. Like I said, she's a hunter. She's a hitman. I said apparently. I would say she's definitely more of a hitman type of character. She'll be perfectly fine with most civilians. She don't give a crap about civilians. Whatever you might be doing as a civilian, you're a civilian, so you know, it doesn't bother her. But if somebody, you know, if they got a problem with you, she has to come your way, then she gotta come your way, but that's typically only gang members. She's a hunter. Okay, Valentinos, they got problems when she's around. Okay, simple. Factuals. Matter of fact, I forgot to put a pistol on her, so never mind. So let me get the pistol. Forgot about that. It's a real businessman pose right there. Look at that. Ready to work right here. Lighting seems a little off. Did I check these last ones? Make sure these look good. Did the lighting adjust at some point and I didn't realize it? This don't look the same, I think. But anyways, yeah, that's how I usually do it. So for a character like this, who would be a very tall woman at 6 foot, which would be equal to a man at like 6'5", you know, you gotta make her much taller than everybody else. Make it stand out. The giant amongst smaller folks. So I did a set with this character. I never finished it because I didn't like it that much. She was swaggy. I might need to put her back in that outfit though. She had the backwards LA hat with the big white jacket, and I had her standing in a crowd of people. Just make her way taller than everybody. That's really, of course, if the character's supposed to be tall. As where OGV, I make her a lot shorter than everybody else. Little fool with some serious hands, man. People don't want to, you know what I mean? They don't want to go knuckle to knuckle with OGV. Yeah, I should have gave her an actual good-looking pistol. I mean, this one's decent. It's one of the better options in the game, but Doc would have looked a lot better. I don't know, I just realized that. Why did I never give this fool any weapons? You know what? I forgot a lot of my characters are just models. She ain't no different from most of my characters. She ain't got no guns. Oh, she got one gun. That's a Glock. But I didn't think to put it on. Because that is what she uses. That's all it need. That's all you need when you're a local hitman. Pays well, you know? Of course, that is not something I would truly know. I would only take a wild guess that if you're willing to call somebody to kill somebody, that's gonna cost. And you better hope that that crap don't trace back to you, which in the modern day, it definitely does. Woman who tried to put a hit out on a dude. Dude never got killed because the cops found out near instantly. Hitman was like, well, you're on your own. She got arrested. You'll be forgetting, you know. When you opt into the job of the life of a hitman, then you gotta be smart. You thought you could fucking fool a hitman into getting into a crappy job. Man was like a psyche boo. She's like, this is what you're supposed to do. I paid you for this. Yeah, but you messed it up, so I'm out. You messed up, so I'm out. I forgot how much time they gave her, but you know, I'm sure it was a decent amount of time. But I'm pretty sure that's considered attempted murder. So that's like 20 years right there, boy. Idiot. You know, if you ever have a problem with somebody, leave them. Not, you know, calling hitmen on people. It's that's the last thing that you should choose to do. Because if it goes sour, most likely going after you. They're not gonna find the hitman. He's a professional. They're not gonna find him or her. It was a woman, a British woman who was a hitman. Hit woman, I guess. She was doing that crap. She smacked out like 10 people and didn't get caught till 15 years later. Or more, I think. I think it was like 20. And they technically never actually got her, because when they found out where she was staying at, she took herself before they could get her. It's like, dang. 20 years. 10 murders. The British lady. She's a British lady. Everybody said she was super charming and charismatic. Hard not to be mesmerized. Like, come on now. And they showed a picture, I'm like, you know what? Maybe. I'm not the biggest, you know, you know, blondes is cool and all that, but I'm like, she was actually fairly dang pretty. You know what? Maybe that's how she was getting people. It wasn't just dudes and women. She would fucking take their names and crap, use their names, be doing other crimes while committing the crime, then murk the person that she stole the identity of, and they would use those crimes. I'm like, ah, dog, you know, you can make a lot more money and be a lot less paranoid if you just, you know, pick up a regular job. Pick up a regular job, you know? Life of a hitman, I'm sure, is a lot less paranoid than a, you know, regular gang banging and drug dealing and all that, but there's better options. Money is the biggest thing. There's better options. Dude, there's much better options, okay? If you're gonna do anything illegal, shoot, do some racing or something. At least you ain't gotta murder nobody. But then again, that could just be me because I'm a car head, so racing just seems like the best idea. Love cars, baby. Look at the swag on this lady, though, man. Look at the straight swag, dude. Alright, boom. Where we at? Okay, 3 more. Let's go ahead and wipe that smile off of her face. Is she still out here dugging? Okay. What about there? Still got 2 other characters to move to, but of course we're not gonna rush anything. All these we're doing, these are pretty dang amazing quality. I typically don't do my stuff on regular ultra. I don't have a choice for some reason. Cyberpunk is not agreeing with ray tracing. Okay, I know. I just realized that we have a mistake on her. Her nails are long. You would not have long nails in this field. If in any moment you gotta throw hands with somebody, wouldn't be too hard to do. You know, at 6 foot as a woman. Okay. That's a lot of person to fight. Alright, she'll be a slender lady, but that's a lot of person to fight, boy. Goodness gracious. And obviously at this size, you ain't pulling no dang hair. Throwing haymakers. Big men fight like big men. Big women included. What is that? Throwing wide angle punches from the top of the fucking sky all the way down. Does that mean, of course, you'll beat every person smaller than you? Absolutely not. It's a big thing today. I mean, it's kind of always been a thing, but today it's real bad with everybody thinking that because a person is bigger, they're automatically going to win every fight. That is absolutely not the case. Okay? If you can't beef, you can't beef, regardless of height, size. But if the other person is also just as terrible as of a fighter as you are, or have been in many fights, size does help a bit. Size would indeed help a bit. Would it make you invincible? Absolutely not. That's like this is dude I keep seeing. He keep popping up all over YouTube. Man is like probably like 6'5", 300 something pounds. But man, every time I see a video, he's either smoking a cigarette or vaping. I was watching one of these videos and in the comments somebody said, man, if you're that size, you could mess around with anybody and there's nothing they could do about it. It's like, yikes, my good sir. You need a better mentality than that. I promise you on everything I know, smoking and vaping does not make you look tough, or does it make you tough. Most people don't know that. Most people know that. Shoot, even that dude knows it because he said that. Like, you gotta relax with all that. But in the instance of a character like this, or an actual person like that, well, if you're getting down on a daily basis, you're throwing punches with every dang body, it'll come to a point where you'll know how to throw a punch. Obviously, you're not gonna beat no professional fighter or nothing, but the average person definitely ain't gonna be able to go toe to toe with you. Especially quite a bit more size than that person. Quite a bit more size. You know, me, growing up, I went to so many dang schools where everybody were fucking gargantuan. I don't understand. No joke. Not even slightly lying, because I got the stats from the man. Well, I was about to say man. I got stats from the kid himself. I was in 6th grade, y'all. 6th grade. It was a school I was new to at the time. I'm walking in. I go to my first class, which was PE. When I walk in, I look to my right. There was a Mexican kid. I'm like, is that the teacher? Because he had a goatee. He had the slick back hair. So I thought it was the teacher. I'm like, dang, that nigga big. I'm like, this must be the teacher. And then the actual teacher, a much smaller Italian man. His name was Mario, if I remember correctly. I mean, he wasn't small, but he definitely wasn't big. He was probably like 170, like 5'8", 5'9", maybe. I'm like, wait, that's the teacher. I look back at the Mexican kid. He just so happened to look at me, and he started smiling. And I'm like, there's no way you're a student. He's like, yeah. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm like, how old are you? He said I'm 13. Get the fuck out of here. How tall are you? He said he was 6'2", 260, y'all. And mind you, he's not like some big kids. You'll see him and they're a bit more on the fatter side. Not him. Not him. He was a bit more on the muscular side. I'm like, ain't no way you're 13. He was like, yeah, I was born such and so and so. I'm like, he was born the same day I was born. So if he's still around, which more than likely he was, because you know he was a good kid, so I doubt he had any real issues. He's the same age I am now. This dude at 13 years old was 6'2", 260. Guess what the craziest part about that was, is he was not the biggest kid in that school. He made the high schoolers look small, and he wasn't the biggest person. There was a white dude in there, had a full-on freaking beard, looked like he was like 40 something. He was 17, man. He was 17, and I mean diesel, y'all. Diesel. I'm like, what the fuck am I in here? What is this? Mind you, I'm 13 my dang self. I'm like 5'2", 5'3", 110 pounds. I'm like, what kind of monster crap am I in right now? And like I said, that kid was not the biggest. He was not the biggest. It was a group of brothers. They were all Samoans. It was 5 of them. You already know where this is going. I said Samoan, so pretty obvious where this is headed. The biggest brother was, I think he said 6'5", if I'm remembering correctly. The smallest brother, 6'2". All of them were over 200 pounds. Not one of them, not 2 of them. No, all 5 of them. And that was just one of many. I'm like, what kind of bullcrap have I stepped into? I'm trying to check the quality on these photos, but they're not loading for some reason. Now I can't get off of Cyberpunk. My computer is crapping itself. Let's move to the next character. Alrighty, folks. I was gonna do a 3rd character, but I just remembered I only have 4. So 2 for this episode, 2 for the next episode. Plus it is late. My booty hurt. I'm hungry. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this. The 2nd episode will come soon, because I'm gonna probably record that tomorrow. I got a lot of other episodes, so stick around. Hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of stuff we're trying to do. Okay? I'm trying to get y'all the content. No more indecisiveness this time. It ain't gonna get me again. Alright? So y'all gonna get some heat. With that being said, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share with your people, join Legendary Clan Sport Channel, become legendary. I do all things photography and cinematic, virtual, real life, and sometimes, I keep saying sometimes AI, but I've noticed I've been doing it less and less. We'll see what happens. Probably nothing. But, you know, you can definitely count on some virtual and real life. With that being said, I'm out. Oh wait, no. Check out all the links in the description. You might find some stuff you might like. Instagram, DeviantArt. I'm out.